Good morning, everybody. So this is going to be a quick update on my trades so far this week. It's only been 2 days, and also where I see myself in the future. I had some questions that came up on my Forex Factory thread about where I want to be. If I want to make big money in trading, I have to go this direction, or what's my plan exactly? You guys have known about my 50K goal and how I want to move back to Oanda, but what's after that? And is that goal good enough to reach where I want to be in my trading? So let's hit the trades first, and then I'll get into my future after. All right, so 3 trades on the NZD Canadian dollar and 1 on the Australian CAD, and these trades closed in profit. Not much, because I actually had a bit of an issue on my closing expert advisor. So I have an expert advisor that closes out my trades in a dollar amount of profit, and I was testing out something and forgot that it was set at $40, and it ended up taking just 32 on that basket. And so that's a little unfortunate, because the basket would have gone to its standard $200 profit, which I typically take. The standard amount was actually taken on Robert's account, where it says 306, which is a standard basket. So I'm glad that worked out. But I can't complain about $32, because it's still profit, it's not a loss, and so I'll take it and be happy with it. So no additional trades this week. You can see that the 3 were taken on the inside. This one was taken on the inside candle, and then 20 pips later I had 3 other trades, and then the pullback happened later on. Robert's trades closed out in profit right about here. You can see that the Australian CAD closed out at the same period of time, and I think that a lot of you guys are not getting this part of my strategy, where I'm running 3 pairs, and all of them are taking profit together. So if I have 3 trades in on the New Zealand CAD and 1 trade in on the Australian CAD, once all of those 4 trades hit a certain dollar amount of profit, they all close out. So I'm not trading each pair individually. I'm trading them all together. They're kind of hedging each other. I see what this gives me is trades will close out earlier because of that. They won't have to look for as much profit. Yes, I'm maybe taking less profit on each individual trade, but because they're basically hedging each other, it becomes a lot safer, and trades will close out sooner. And I see a lot of benefits from that. And this is how I've been trading my account for the last 6 months or so on my personal trading account, and also Robert's account. So I did have some losses. Now I want to make sure that you guys understand what happened here. So this shot up, and I had a nice profit, then a big loss. So in this area, I took a pretty substantial loss because it was the first one I've had in 11 months. And I could have cut it much earlier, and I made the mistake of holding on to it longer, thinking that the market would reverse, and it didn't. So I ended up closing out, and the market did end up reversing after I did close out, unfortunately, but it was a precautionary type of closeout on the account to make sure that I didn't lose further equity on this account. So I also mostly did manual trading after that. There were some EA expert advisor trades, but mostly manual trading. You can see that it's been very mixed, up and down, up and down. So this is not my expert advisor in here, just so you guys understand. Actually, this is my expert advisor, but the rest of it, pretty much before that, is not. Just so you understand that my expert advisor is not continuing to lose over and over again with these big equity losses and balance losses there. This has been pretty much expert advisor all the way in here. It's been slow and steady, and I've been happy with that. Alright, so not many trades this week, and because I changed out the pound Canadian dollar and replaced it with the NZD CAD, I'm going to receive a lot less trades. The pound CAD is a lot more volatile, and counter trend trading on that pair has worked well, but it also increases the risk because it's taking more positions. And so baskets can get very large, and I want to try to avoid that. So that's why I replaced it with the NZD CAD, and so now my three pairs are NZD CAD, AUD CAD, and Euro Pound at this point. And those three pairs can change, but I like to stick with three because it works well. They all work together perfectly, and they all speak with each other, and it's good to take a certain dollar amount profit or pip amount profit amongst all three pairs together instead of individually. But if I continue to increase the amount of pairs that I'm trading, then the more margin that's needed, and I don't think that's safe for a 50-to-1 leverage account. Alright, so let's get into the questions that were asked. Now, Profit Farmer was asking that in order to make it as a trader, you have to take certain steps, and you have to have certain expectations. For example, like making monthly withdrawals. Monthly withdrawals are part of trading, especially if you're trading as a business and it's your income. Then you have to take that into consideration for either slowing you down or how much profit you're making each month, how much you're pulling out, how much you're compounding. And what about managing on behalf of others? Because honestly, that's where the big trading money is. If you want to make millions of dollars, it's through managing potentially large accounts. But it's not easy to do that, especially as a US trader. You have to be certified, you have to take a bunch of tests. If you fail those tests 3 times, then you actually have to wait 6 months before you can take them again. It costs about $8,000 or so to be certified in the States. And so that is somewhat of a hurdle, but I actually looked into what was needed and was considering it. But since I have one trader that I'm trading for, and a friend Robert, and I don't mind working with Robert, and it's been a decent road, but I see that it does require a lot of attention. Managing on behalf of others. You have to be there when they want to ask a question. You have to explain things to them, and it does take a lot of energy to do that. And so I can imagine trading on behalf of 20, 30, maybe hundreds of people, that it can get very tricky to do that. And people can get very uptight and get angry if you're not explaining things well enough, and it becomes kind of a mess. And so I haven't been that passionate about taking management accounts to a large level because of that, and because of the stress involved in actually managing these individuals. So yeah, not too passionate about going on that level. So what does that mean? Why am I trading Forex then if I don't have big money in mind? Because it seems like most traders do, especially in the retail space. Maybe it's because we were introduced to trading in that way, that you can make a ton of money with a little, or that we were duped into this whole thing. But my idea in the beginning was like that. It was the idea of making a ton of money in a very quick amount of time, and it being really easy and working from home. But it was never like that. So my conception of trading has changed over the years, and I'm to the point where I just want to make 5, maybe 10,000 a month in my trading, and I'll be happy with that. I'm not somebody that wants to make 100,000 a month, 200,000 a month. Yeah, that'd be great, but I'm a very simple person. I don't need that kind of money. I can be perfectly happy with 5K a month. Honestly, I could be happy with that. I could be happy with 10. I could be happy with 20. But and I can evolve to whatever I'm making. But my goals are very small, and I feel like they're somewhat realistic for what I'm trying to achieve with my trading. I have a $20,000 account. I'm managing a $121,000 account. I am making a small commission off of it, but as you guys know, that typically how things work, you have to reach a high water mark in order to start making that commission again. And I'm not quite there yet, and it's going to take me another couple months before I'm there, at least. So maybe my goals are disappointing to you. I'm not a trader that is trying to make it huge. It's just because I've been in this 12 years, and I know where my place is. I know where I want to be. I don't really want to manage in other accounts in a big way. My monthly profit goals aren't huge, but I do want to be an independent trader where I can do trading anywhere in the world from home. And I like that idea, but I don't want to make a whole lot of money, especially since my wife is working as well. I don't find it extremely necessary at this moment. Goals can change, as you know, but mine are very conservative at the right now. So I did try out Maverick, as Profit Farmer mentioned, but I did see big issues with them. They're a proprietary firm, which there are some out there, and some are decent, but they all have very fine print, and it can be difficult to actually make money with them because of the restrictions of trading that they give you. So guys, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. And I'm trying to reach a 50K goal with my trading at Trader's Way. And it hasn't been, the easiest thing, but I have made 150, actually about 180% on my account since I started trading this way back in May of this year. So it has it's only been like 7 months or something like that, and it's been good. I have done very well, especially on my personal account, to grow a $8,000 account into 24. It says 20 here, but it's been 24,000 since I withdrew 4,000 already. So I would say that I've done very well, and there's been mistakes that have been made along the way. I've taken some high risk trades. I've gotten lucky. I've gotten unlucky, but I haven't crashed my account yet. And I am considering pulling back my risk a bit. Profit Farmer did bring up a good point that using this kind of risk can give you potential problems. I do see that it's the maximum risk that I can take. It's profiting 15 to 20% per month while risking about 24% on the account. But what happens with that is if I have 2 losing baskets in a row of 24%, I'm down 50% on my account. And I can't completely say that won't happen. I can say it's unlikely, but anything is possible. Because the future is unknown, it's really hard to calculate how exactly things will work. So I'm also testing other strategies, a scalping strategy that you see here that's going in the background. That is, what you see there is about a year's worth of data, 10,000 into 16. And so I don't know how that's going to continue. But I also have the current strategy that I'm using with a 6% cutoff. This is what it looks like on the NZD CAD. Now don't be looking at the profit, because the profit is not quite accurate, because this is a control points test. But what is accurate is where it shows me where the losses are. and it shows me how smooth the balance and equity curve is. So it gives me an idea of how the strategy will work in the longer term, at least in the past 7 years. And the stats on the odd Canadian dollar are very similar to this. And they show minimal losses and a very good gain. And so this is a good move in a good direction, because the pound Canadian dollar did not show these kind of results. I think I have it somewhere on my desktop actually, so you can have an idea. This is what it looked like. See, look how many losses are in here. Yes, it did show an overall profit, but there were a ton of 6% losses that were hit over time. You could say that that is much worse than what you see here. That's a lot smoother and it looks a lot nicer. So the 6% cutoff is going to stay, but since I'm trading my account at 4 times more risk, that means that I'm having a 24% cutoff. I'm going to keep that for now. But I do think that eventually, either sometime this month or next month, I'm probably going to cut that down to 2 times the risk. So that means that I'll be risking 12% on my negative baskets instead of 24. That's going to cut my profit down a lot, but if I have 2 losing baskets in a row, that's only 24% instead of 50 or 48, which could really hurt my account. So really considering putting my risk down, but need to do a little bit more thought and testing on it to make sure that that is the right decision. Alright guys, that's the update for today, and I will do another one later this week and maybe give you an update on any trades that were taken. And if I don't have any trades, it's likely I won't come up with an update. Thanks for watching. See you next time.